welcome to the channel. This is Anaiis, and this is a general current energy reading for the divine feminine, the divine masculine, as they are in their sacred union journey to come into union with Source, themselves, and each other. So let's get started. Today I am using the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed, and I don't do traditional tarot. I am an intuitive reader. I go with the images and flows of the current energies and how they're showing themselves through whatever cards are drawn during the reading. I have pre-shuffled the deck and laid out the cards, and I will be using other decks as well. So let's begin the reading. Let me just first tune in to Source energy and to our beautiful ascending planet Gaia, as I ask for clarity as I ride the waves of energy and translate energy into language and insights that I hope you will find valuable. If you haven't watched my channel explainer video, I suggest that you do that. I have taken 3 cards from Kim Cran's The Wild Unknown Animal Spirit, and I am using these to highlight how I am in alignment with Source, with Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine, and the Sacred Union Collective. And you may identify as twin flames, and if you're also looking at or you're part of the school of thought around soulmates, you may also feel that this will apply in some way to your own journey. I invite you to receive what resonates for you, to receive what may activate DNA for you, to receive what may be part of clearing away miasms and other really even subatomic obstructions for you as I do the reading. In my channel, and I'm not a channel, I do not allow any other entities to come in and speak for me. In the way that I am connected with this current wave of energy today, and every time I'm doing a reading, this Golden Egg card symbolizes Source for me. It also symbolizes ascension and home and our process getting there. The black egg for me represents the divine feminine and dark matter, and the absolute necessity of being able to integrate and blend all co-creative energies, both light and what some people would consider dark. Now, this doesn't mean that I give any quarter to Team Dark. I absolutely don't. But I have also learned how, as an alchemist, to transmute that energy because of my strong connection, direct connection with Source. And here we have the patriarchal. I'm probably going to make another card because this is the closest that I found. Closest, but as you can see in this card, the cosmic egg is being strangled by a snake. And I do have a separate video, several actually, on my sense of the snake energy and how and why our three-dimensional environment has been strangled by the snake energy. And I also will share that I do hold the perspective that we are working our way out of a confined binary system, which many people get excited about as yin-yang balance. This is, in my perspective, a limited viewpoint. And what we're doing with Sacred Union Journey, as the veil is parting, we are realizing that we have been closed off from Source. And in our Sacred Union Journey, those of us who want it, we are really hauling ass and opening things up so that Source energy can come absolutely into every particle of what we experience as our reality and as our consciousness. So for right now, I'm using these images until I have the time to create my own. And I want to thank Kim Kranz for an amazing deck. So no shade there. I think these images are amazing. But as we are finding out, we are all learning to open to new perspectives, and most of us who are on Sacred Union, those of us who are on a Sacred Union journey are aware that we are bringing in source energy to dissolve, deconstruct old, dysfunctional, three-dimensional templates that have been held hostage and that were hijacked by snake energy and other energies a long time ago. And that's essentially our essential process. A lot of it is, as you know, purging and clearing out and regenerating and rebuilding, and in my case, being completely rewired. Thankfully, I had time. I had decades to be in this journey, so I'm not one of the younger starseeds who's going through a massive Mach 5 acceleration through their rewiring and DNA activation process. But I am here to support you because I've been through it and I know what it's like. So with that, knowing that this really isn't going to resonate for everybody, and that's fine. Take what is meaningful to you, leave the rest, and let's move on here. So this position, the position of these cards represent the information that's coming in from Source during today's current energies. These cards represent the position of the Divine Feminine, and these cards represent the position of the Divine Masculine today. Now, let's just be clear. We all have Divine Masculine and Divine energy within ourselves, and as long as the reptilians have been strangling our system here, the energy has been electromagnetic, but it's been 2/3 electric for the masculine and 1/3 electric for the feminine. And the Sacred Union journey is about bringing that into balance so that while the Divine Feminine will remain at 1/3 magnetic, the Divine Masculine is being dialed back to 1/3 electric, and for him this feels like a loss of power. Meanwhile, the three energies are coming back into balance. Now the 1/3 energy that is being dialed down from the Divine Masculine is being returned to Source so that we end up with a balanced trinity: Source, Feminine, Masculine. That is the blending, the nanoparticle, nanosecond co-creative process that is how Source has organized creation to this point. And one of the exciting things is when you're on a Sacred Union journey, you know that you are part of Source's new creation design, and you also know that you don't have any idea what that is, what that's going to look like, or when it's going to happen. Okay, so what we have coming from Source energy today in terms of the collective energies around Sacred Union is this Three of Air, and this is walking away from any dynamic within your Sacred Masculine and Sacred Feminine balance that has been part of the system of separation, heartbreak that most, if not all, human beings endure in the three-dimensional construct, which is being taken down, taken apart, dissolved. So this Three of Air is a message to let go, to relax, to trust that any and every form of broken heart that you've experienced is in the process of being seen, felt, recognized, addressed, and purified through beautiful activities of divine purifying fire. This is the fire of purification that we're all in as our miasms and other blockages and obstructions are being burned away. So your heartbreak, all those DNA constructs that have kept you in recycling loops of heartbreak, and that comes in many forms. Those dynamics are being purified so that the entirety of the human collective will once again regain its full capacity to love in alignment with Source from both the feminine side of the dynamic and the masculine side of the dynamics. And this is very exciting because this is coming in now. The energies from Source are really coming deep in. They are penetrating our bodies, they're penetrating our cells. This energy is penetrating our molecules, our quanta. So let's celebrate that, and I always have a tremendous amount of gratitude for everything I go through and for the years and years and years and years of gentle, more or less, not always, but more or less gentle awakening that I've been through. Now, as we are coming from this place of heartbreak and we are coming through purifying fire, we are relaxing into profound, complete, transformative healing. So that's the energy of the Sacred Union currents today. All right, that's the energy that Source is holding us in today, and we are so invited to receive that and go for the ride. On the Divine Feminine side, we have a kind of balancing and choosing and waiting and wielding our own deep connection to truth. And you can see that this relationship is reflected in the messaging from Source. You can see in this image that there's a dynamic between the Sacred Feminine and Source that is comforting, it is opening, it is recognition, and it is an unwinding of incomplete creation, an unwinding of the threads of broken hearts across multiple timelines, multiple dimensions, and many lifetimes. And the Divine Feminine energy is receiving this today. And boy, is it a welcome, welcome energy to just be able to relax into feeling this information coming through you now, coming up from your cells, from your biology, from your body, rising up through your emotional body and reaching back up to Source through your mental body, as you have worked through so much conditioning around what a relationship is and who you are in a relationship. And as you've learned finally to focus on your beautiful Divine Feminine self, to love her and cherish her, and to keep her safe, to hold her in honor and respect in your purification process. And coming out of codependency, where you're always focused on where is my other half, what is my other half doing, and you know these roles are not biological gender related at all. So you could be holding any identity in your spiritual identity, and what's going on with your genitals is what's going on with your genitals. So that's another story. But here we have this connection where you can see there's a step down of energy from Source into the Divine Feminine today so that she can receive this information and integrate it in her mental body. Next, for the Divine Feminine, we have the Page of Earth. And this is, for me, a very, very beautiful and powerful image of the inner child of the Divine Masculine. He is so beautifully curious and excited and eager and unafraid. And this is the divine and transformed aspect of the human male when he unites with his higher self, his higher power, with his cosmic self, and he is ready to find out, to discover, and to be innocent, vulnerable, strong, and humble in his power. So this is the divine masculine current energy that the divine feminine is holding today. She is holding this beautiful memory and potential of the divine masculine within her and in her external masculine, of remembering this part of self. This is just gorgeous. Okay. Sorry for this squeaky desk. It's an antique and that's just the way it is. The next we have for the divine feminine, the Four of Earth. And I feel this is a very interesting reflection, a mirroring of what's happening in the current energies today. In this aspect, the divine feminine is patiently juggling the balance, because here we have the Trinity and here we have the information that has to be grounded and anchored into all dimensions and all timelines. And here's the divine feminine being receptive. And she's ready to move, but she's also poised in powerful stillness, receiving the information from Source as to how best to support and receive support from this inner transforming divine masculine. You can see the mirroring here. His antenna, her antenna. They're both really tuned in and aligned. He is singularly focused. As usual, the feminine is multitasking and holding the balance. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous mirroring of the energies today. Both are grounded. Both are bringing this information down into the physical plane. And the divine feminine is holding that steady, still, and strong. Now, on the divine masculine side, we have the Eight of Fire. And this is all about lighting up the neurology, lighting up the new rewiring that is happening within the sacred masculine, lighting it up so that the divine feminine can get the information on her side. And together they're moving into a kind of new neurological and biological clarity that is very steady and strong and stable. Okay, so the divine masculine is doing a lot of work today, having his neurology and his DNA activated and his neurology rewired. And this relates back to source information. Source air, this energy of air is fueling the flames of this fire today, in this fire of purification, because the divine masculine is part of clearing away the templates of relationship. And this goes to any man who is engaged in his journey of spiritual consciousness. He could be 90, he could be 6 years old. The process will be that each and every male masculine energy that is in the process of alchemical transformation into his divine human template and remembering that template is going to be contributing to rewiring the whole neurological network of the human morphogenetic field. And this includes his own heartbreak and disappointment, unrequited love, being trapped in traditional relationships in which he was not allowed to flourish and to fully be and remember who he is. So this is a beautiful pairing today of how the source energy is supporting the internal communication that is happening within the divine masculine today. And this is going to all be part of discovering the neurology and the transformation and activation of his DNA. That is going to fully open his heart and open all of his 12 chakra energy body so that he can be more awake to and aware of the totality of who he is. And this can help him hone in on his sacred feminine and drop the expectations of any traditional anything with regard to how the divine feminine and the divine masculine will be in relationship, because everything is in relationship. Everything is energy. Everything is energy, and energy is information and consciousness in relationship. That's what we're learning right now as we've come through so many, quote, karmic lessons on the wheel of karma, which for those of us who are 5D and above, we are not experiencing ourselves through that line of thought and distortion any longer. All right, next for the divine masculine, we have the 9 of fire. And this is, I'm seeing it, I'm knowing it, I'm feeling it, I'm feeling more in balance with my divine feminine, and I'm feeling less threatened as I dial down my electromagnetic energy, as I dial it down so that I am a match with the divine feminine, and we are both able to come into union with Source, within ourselves and then with each other. So this is really beautiful. This is focused. This is taking this neurological storm, and as you can see, it's taking it and experiencing it and then allowing it to integrate and become refined and to take form. So this is a beautiful thing, and the trail of information is leading right to the heart area. So this is the divine masculine riding that current of energy today. Now what you'll notice here is we have the elements, Gaia's elements of air, fire, and earth working with us today in the currents of energies that are coming into the planet as we head toward the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere and the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. Again, that's part of the yin-yang false duality system of, it's either up or down. There are only two choices. We're revolving out of that, but it's a slow process. But as you can see, we're strong on, we have earth, a lot of fire, air. We have healing, I feel, is the central energy of this reading. But now, finally, in this reading, we are seeing, with all of this support and all of these energies working together with love and dedication and commitment and compassion and grace, we are seeing the divine masculine coming into a young divine feminine, child, innocent, like watery ability to rise up from the sea of emotion and to begin to gain balance in the emotional body of the divine masculine. This is very, very major, very beautiful. And it is coming into this energy of innocence and vulnerability and a connection to one's inner divine wisdom that is going to be such a major part of the divine masculine, feeling in balance within himself and then feeling he is emotionally purified enough to approach his external divine feminine, to find her, to connect with her, and for the two of them to begin their co-creative ascension mission work together. And it has to be the heart, the emotions, the mental body, All those energies have to be flowing from and through the heart straight back to source connection. So he's really ready and poised to be fully himself in both of his aspects. She's holding, the divine feminine is holding his sacred inner child, and the divine masculine is holding her sacred inner child. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is a reflection of just how much inner child healing those of us who are working in sacred union and who are holding this potential for the entire human collective. This is how much we have succeeded, that these energies are showing up this way today. Well done, everybody. Okay. Now, next I'm going to select 3 cards from the Wisdom Oracle deck, again by Colette Baron Reed, because we are called in our spiral ascension process. We are spiraling up, and at the same time we are spiraling deep into the dark matter. And this is actually the center point where we hold ourselves in balance, is the 0 point energy. And in the 0 point energy, we are wanting to make sure that we don't miss any aspect of our awareness that needs attention. So the first, these have been pre-shuffled. I'm a terrible shuffler. I hope you'll trust that I actually do. I tune in, I meditate, and I shuffle these cards so that I don't take time on the video shuffling, because my readings tend to be rather long as it is. So the first card is for Source. Oh, and this is Milk and Honey. Wow, this is just beautiful. Yes, I do feel the energy currents of today are reflective of the deliciousness, the satiation, the fulfillment, the joy, the wonder of the milk and honey. That is who we are, and that who we get to experience ourselves as such nourishing deliciousness in our wholeness, and that this is what our connection to Source wants us to have each and every moment of each and every lifetime. Tremendous, beautiful, symbolic of abundance. Okay, so that's Source energy. Perhaps I'm just going to put that here right now. How sweet. All right, next we have the Divine Feminine. And the card here is Treasure Island. And this, I feel, is very reflective of an aspect of the Divine Feminine that she needs to remember. She is in the water element, even though we're not seeing much water coming up on her side of the dynamic today. She tends to be the magnetic, and what she brings to the process of creation is the unformed, the fluid, the unstructured. So there's always the potential for water to move in to and be a part of, and yet also change any structure. And it is the combination of this watery, unformed energy that magnetic in its nature is a powerful combination with the electromagnetic energies combined. And this is beautiful. So for the Divine Feminine, we have Treasure Island. She knows she's a treasure. She may be feeling like an island right now, but as you can see, she is carrying her treasure with her, and her treasure is alive and well and open. And she's feeling very safe because she's totally exposed. Now for the Divine Masculine, we have New Life. Oh, this is fun, huh? Right. This is beautiful. This is New Life. And I do feel that we see here the image again is a reflection in some way of the Divine Feminine coming into balance within him, and he's feeling trusted and safe with having this energy alive within him, not overpowering him, not feeling like he's giving his power away to the divine feminine, but that he's coming into power with her. And it also reflects what transformative success the star healing energy is bringing us and bringing the divine masculine. So today he is becoming aware of the new potential for new life in ways that he's probably never experienced life before. Oh, that's really great. Wow, okay. You never know what's going to come up. You know, you tune in and you think, oh boy, where are we going today? So what I will do next is I do like to also support the connection every day by adding another etheric energy to each of these. And you know, wait, maybe I'm feeling that perhaps I need to just not do that today, because this is kind of balanced right now. And so I'm feeling that where we could go next is just to carry on with the extended reading and to go into shadow, because what I do with every reading is I also let us risk taking a look at what is going on, what source energy is bringing up for us to do any additional shadow work that needs to happen, so that we can really fully transmute any remaining attachments or connections we have with descending, devolving, dissolving 3D construct. That's a very important point to really know. We have to take responsibility for that process as well. It's a lot of work that we're doing. So I'm going to leave this here, and I would just like to share with you, there will be a link below the video which will take you to the extended reading if you would like to view it through Vimeo as a one-time scenario. And you'll also find a link to the Patreon page where I have lots of additional content. And for those who become patrons on Patreon at the $10 and above level, and that includes quite a number of choices, the extended readings that I am doing will be available at that $10 a month level. That will allow you to access the extended readings for any given month. So that's a huge bonanza. It's a tremendous savings. So if you're enjoying my readings, and if you're getting where I'm coming from, and I know there are a lot of starseeds out there who are getting where I'm coming from, and who may have felt a little constrained by traditional tarot, which is always so much emphasis on love, sex, money, power, and astrology, and focusing on the other. Although I have to say it's changing. But in my readings, we are focusing in quite a different way on the ascension journey and on the sacred union journey. So if this is where you swim away today, I want to thank you for tuning in. And I look forward to seeing you again, and check the links below. And thanks for watching, and please do subscribe, like, and share. And check out the Patreon page.